Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Friday, March the 11th edition of our video devotionals. We appreciate you being with us today. Hope your week has gone well. And here we have the weekend here and Sunday, and hopefully you can do what you need to do, what you want to do, and maybe nothing at all. And then don't forget, of course, we have the time change, spring ahead, so daylight savings time. So I'm sure you'll hear many reminders of that, but try not to forget that if you can. And then, of course, we call this Faithful Friday, just another reminder that God is faithful. And let's thank God for his faithfulness, because where would we be if God was not faithful? You know, we've all known people, and sometimes I guess we've exercised in our own lives these. We all mean well. We say things. We make promises. Sometimes we don't keep those. You intend to, and sometimes people make promises and maybe never intend to. But the truth of the matter is, when God makes his promises, he fulfills those promises. And that's an awesome, awesome thing. So let's go ahead and jump into our Bible. This will be the last time we'll be in Joshua, because on Monday then we'll be in the book of Judges. But we're toward the last here, and we're going to be in Joshua 22 today. Just one verse, chapter 22, verse 20. Give you a chance to find that if it is your custom to get your Bible, and try to help you with the truth today that I believe will help us. So again, thank you for all who watch the videos. We appreciate you very much. And some of you are new at this, and you're kind of getting used to me. And then some of you have been around almost 2 years now, and we appreciate all of you. So let's go ahead and read this. It says here in Joshua 22:20, I'll read it and then kind of give you the context here. It says, "Did not Achan, the son of Zerah, commit a trespass in the accursed thing? And wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel, and that man perished not alone in his iniquity." Now, as the children of Israel are starting to go to their inheritance, the 2.5 tribes, I think I mentioned this yesterday, Reuben and Gad, and half of the tribe of Manasseh says, well, we're going back to our inheritance. And Joshua kind of released them, so to speak, because they had fought battles, and they had helped their brethren to be able to get their inheritance. And Joshua says, you can go ahead and go back on the other side of Jordan and get your inheritance. And so they decided to do that. They're going to go over there, and they start that, and they build this altar, and word gets back to the rest of the children of Israel on the west side of Jordan that Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh built this altar, and they're not going to follow the Lord anymore. And what a trespass against the Lord. And because of that, they're going to bring the judgment of God on all of us. So they sent this entourage over there, and Phinehas, who was the acting high priest, he went over there. They had a conversation. They said, no, you don't understand. We're not doing this to substitute worshiping God or do our own thing. We want to remind ourselves that of our connection to you and our connection to God. This is not at all what you think. And they said, okay, that's fine. But what was said here was interesting here, is that as they brought up the name Achan was a man that when the children of Israel went into Jericho, they were to defeat that entire city. And one of the big commands was that we don't take anything personally as a spoil of war. All of Jericho's spoils will belong to God. You take nothing. And of course, one man out of all that army said, you know what, I'm going to take some gold and I'm going to take some garments. And he hit them. And God said, hey, all of y'all are in trouble. Somebody has trespassed against the Lord. It's like taking the tithe. That was the Lord's possessions totally. And Achan did what he did. So long story short, they found out that Achan, he took it, and he was confronted, of course, by Joshua. And he says, well, Achan, you're going to have to die for this. And as it says here, Achan did not perish alone in his iniquity. His whole family did. I think they took the animals. Everything was completely destroyed because one man decided he was going to take some gold and some garments, keep it for himself. And God says, you know what, I'm punishing the whole nation, basically. And how sad that all his family had to perish there. Now, here's the simple truth, and I'll spend less time on the explanation of the truth than the experience itself. Two things here. One is, of course, you don't sin alone. You affect other people. So other people have to, in a sense, pay the consequences, not so much the judgment of God on you, but But when you sin and do wrong, let's take a dad and or mom that says we're not going to go to church, and those children suffer from the lack of influence that when mom and dad says we're not going to go to church. And there's many illustrations like that. But let's end this on the positive side of it. Also, that when you live right, you do have an effect upon others in a positive way. And that's what I want to get across here, because yes, others do suffer when you do wrong, but others benefit when we all do right. It says over in the New Testament that no man liveth unto himself, and no man dieth unto himself. You can't just say, well, I don't affect anybody. Everybody affects someone. Very, very rare. Let's say you just lived alone, but the fact if you lived alone and had no contact with anybody, you still are connected to other people, and the fact that you have no interaction with other people affects them, and in a way affects them adversely, because you don't want to have contact with other people. So just wrapping this up, let me just say this. Your negative lifestyle and your positive lifestyle has an effect on everybody. And let's make sure we live positively. Let's live spiritually. Let's do right so that we can have that effect, even when you don't think you do, but you do. Okay? All right, we're going to see you on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend, a great Sunday. Keep yourself safe. Hope that you're blessed as best as you can be. And also, I hope you stay healthy. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a great day.